What's up, everybody? This is Jesse and Justin. We're here for Comic Conversation episode 79. We're a day late, but I'm telling you, it'll be still as great. We're going to be talking comics and making memories. Points to anybody in the chat or the comments later who knows where I got that from. Cool stuff to talk about. The personal things going on in my life where I had to skip yesterday. But I really felt like I wanted to kind of like do a show and just keep, like Justin says with his, like keep the momentum and the continuity. I just really felt like we needed to get something out, for the week. So yeah. I figured, even though it's a day late, even though it's Friday night and y'all should be out drinking or doing something with your family, come here and enjoy this family, join us, and we'll hang out and have a good time here. And we'll get through the topic. So some stuff, breaking news from the week. And then at the end, there's some really cool stuff in terms of numbers for some of the DC books coming out in a month or two. And also, we're going to be doing our Avengers Infinity War movie, as we always do, the box office domestic opening weekend prediction that came on to tracking this way in a little bit. But first, I want to ask you, how's it been over there in the exile state?
Well, it's been good, man. It's been good. Good stuff coming up. Monday, I'm going to have the massively requested Bad Beards video. So
Nice.
We'll have our top 10 villains with beards on Monday. Good. So look for that.
Right. Good stuff.
Bad Beard.
Yeah. I know I was one who said, yeah, you got to do that. That would be awesome. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Cool. And for the week, any pickups, any cool pickups or any back issues that you...
I already have some books for Sunday morning comics. So we're set. We're locked and loaded for Sunday morning comics at 10 a.m. here on my channel. Sorry. But so we're good with that. But this, like, as far as like books that I picked up this week,
yeah,
I mean, you got your Amazing Spider-Man 798. We finally got our first appearance of Red Goblin. I saw a lot of fun theories about in 800 they get separated, so that will be crazy. That will be very short-lived.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then Jesse, were you able to pick up this X-Men Gold 25 with Magic?
No, I didn't pick that one up yet.
Gotta get your Magic.
Yeah, gotta get it just for the cover, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So cool. Good fun stuff.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah, I got my regular pull. I got it today, so I haven't had a chance to read anything for the week. But that'll be what I'll be doing this weekend. And I did get some cool back issues. Actually, I have one right here. I'll show you guys. That I've been wanting for a while. Finally pulled the trigger on it. Just to make myself feel better. Treasury edition.
Nice.
Yeah, and this is the one. This is the DC one. There's another one with a W there. It's a Whitman reprint. Basically the same thing. I think there was another reprint in like 2010 as a trade or something. But this is like a first print of it. So pretty cool, right? Neil Adams cover.
Very cool.
So
yeah, I mean that's a super iconic cover. Like everybody has seen that cover in some form.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a pretty famous cover. I'll probably be seeing Neil Adams, I think in July. He comes pretty regularly to one of the conventions down here. So that'll be one of the things I have him sign. So that'll be pretty cool. Yeah, so I got that. And, a couple other things, but I'll save that for a haul. But I just wanted to show that. I thought that was like really cool book, but wanted it for a while. So let's give some shout outs to some folks here in the chat with us. We got Philly Superman. He was first. He said, "What's up? Glad to have you here, Jay." Yeah. We also have Jackio. He says Friday show, better late than never. That's right. It's better late than never. Miss Hustle's here. Hello to you, Miss Hustle. Brian B as well. Nice to have you here, Brian. And I hope that Chris got in touch with you. I passed along your message to him. You will notice it's just the two of us. Edwin's at a convention. And Chris is doing family things. So, we're flying with half a crew right now.
Yeah, but there's a ton of us, as in YouTube community comic bookers, at Dallas Fan Expo this weekend.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I expect to see some awesome videos. some collabs, some somethings from out of somebody.
There's got to be something, yeah. It's cool. Like you see everybody like on like we're right now with the Google Hangouts, but I love the shows where it's the people actually physically together, chatting.
Yeah.
I know that TiVo did a long. Guys are just sitting around like a table and just like shooting the shit and talking comics. Those are pretty cool. So I hope that they do something like that, like a live show or something recorded, but they're all like just chilling at the table together.
Right. Yeah. Hopefully somebody brought like their equipment or something they can record. They got their cameras. They're good. Just park it in somebody's room for 20 minutes and talk to the camera.
That's right. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Yep. Nothing fancy. Just point and shoot.
That's right.
All right. So we got Nerdivision here as well. What's up, Nerdivision? And Jason Smith. I see Jason Smith. He's talking to Miss Hustle. Of course, he loves his Miss Hustle. We also have... Let's see here. Fish Tropic. Fish Tropic just joined us. Very cool.
That's a cool name.
Yeah, I like that name.
Mm-hmm. Jason
reminds me of like
very hopeful that there won't be any dryers or washing machines this time. So.
No. That was Chris, wasn't it? He was washing his heavy jacket. You get the zippers and all that. So that was the noise there. But nice. I guess that was the big takeaway from last episode. Everyone, that was the talk of the town.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So cool. And I will be for me. I got my contest still going on. I do have a couple entries into it already. Doom 143 and Sea Woodard. I have both entered so far. It does go on until the end of the month. So you guys check out that video on my channel afterwards, and I'd love to see a video from you. If you can't, you can't, but it'll be awesome if you could. It is so that I have an excuse to give back to you guys, so let you give me that excuse to give back to you guys, and I'll be seeing Rampage next week, so I'll be doing an early screening for that. Back Issue Hall as well, and I'm working on a video. One of my
nice.
Yeah, they're chatting on about the dryer, so we'll let them do their tumble dry cycle while we get into the first topic, which is that Red Sonja has finally found a writer. That movie's been in the works for quite some time, a couple years now. They finally got a writer for it, who is Ashley Edward Miller. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Ashley Edward Miller. I actually wrote something for Comic Book. I'm going to pull it up right now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I haven't. It doesn't ring a bell. So.
Okay. So let's see. What did we write here? So, I'm trying to get you who he's been attached to. Okay. So his writing credits include the first Thor movie, X-Men First Class. He wrote some of the episodes of the TV show Fringe, and also Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles, which I never saw, but I like my Terminator stuff. Yeah. He's also working on a reboot of Big Trouble in Little China.
Ooh.
It'll be Dwayne Johnson instead of Kurt Russell as Jack Burton, so you get that to look forward to. Basically, what happened was, the guy, his name is Avi Lerner. He watched Wonder Woman and he was like, "Oh my god, I have to do a strong female lead movie like right away. We need to fast track it." So he came upon Red Sonja. He reached out to Luke Lieberman's the guy's name. He owns all the rights for Red Sonja.
Nice.
Writing, the likeness, statues, everything. All the merchandise for Red Sonja. He's also the one who licensed it to Dynamite to be able to publish the latest volume for it. So they said, okay, Avi said, here, Luke, I'm going to finance it and I will produce it. I just need the rights from you to make this happen. He said, okay, let's do it. So then they went to Ashley Edward Miller for the writing. And now they're working on the next step of it, which will be writing. And then we'll hear about some casting stuff. Nothing's been announced for that, but they have. And tell me if you like either of these names. For Red Sonja, a couple of the names they've been looking at are Amber Heard, Mira, and Rose McGowan.
No.
A couple of the names. So, yeah.
Not Rose McGowan. She's like 5 foot tall, so that won't work. No.
Yeah, she needs to be like more like an Amazonian type. Although, in fairness, Wonder Woman wasn't really physically looking like an Amazonian, but it did work.
Right, but she's tall.
Red Sonja is tall.
Right. Well, that's what. Well, I mean, Wonder Woman or Gal Gadot is not short, so
no.
Saying they need an actress with some height, and I mean, you got to follow up from how tall was Bridget when she did?
She's pretty tall. She's pretty damn tall. Like I don't know like her exact height, but she's
tall. So yeah. I mean, she was taller than Arnold in the movie. That's all I'm saying.
You mean Calidor? No, I'm just kidding. Why do they call him Calidor? I always wonder that. He was obviously Conan, but they went with Calidor.
But he wasn't Conan.
But he was.
But he wasn't. He was just a guardian of whatever sect her sister was a part of, type thing. Holy crap! I remember that. Oh my god,
that's pretty good. Yeah.
Such a fun movie.
All right, so is. And then Jack Yo says Amber Heard is super hot, but not Sonja. So
yeah, Gal Gadot's 5'10". He said TiVo said Cameron Diaz.
Yeah.
Does she still act?
I think for some reason I heard that she retired from acting. I may be way off on that, but I for some reason I have that in my head that she's retired now and doing like the mother thing. I don't know.
Yeah, and she smiles too much.
Yeah.
To be Red Sonja. So.
That's kind of awkward in battle to be smiling. Like pearly white.
But yeah. Now I would prefer it to be someone we don't know. Yeah, like I don't even know, but go outside of acting maybe or something, just because I can't in my mind can't picture a Red Sonja out of the actresses which we've seen recently and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Nobody pops to mind as like the perfect fit for that role. But then again, like we said, Wonder Woman, there wasn't either, and they pulled her out of like Fast and the Furious. So hey, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to think of this actress as Red Sonja. I want it just to be Red Sonja. So in that kind of a situation, a no name works best. You know, because it kind of takes you out sometimes of the scene when you're thinking of the actual actress. You know?
Oh, I got it. I figured it out. I can't remember her name. Have you watched Krypton?
Yes.
Zeph's wife or whatever. Short blonde hair.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, her.
I could see that.
She's got like the attitude, stare. She could do it.
Yeah.
I don't know her name, so that would work.
Yeah, she doesn't know me. So yeah. About your own.
Oh, Fish Tropic wants to nominate Sophie Turner.
Okay.
She's actually kind of tall. She'd be kind of young. Yeah. And it would probably depend on how much X-Men stuff she's wrapped up in.
Yeah, she's busy with Dark Phoenix reshoots. Are they done with that?
And she's got Game of Thrones. So there's no telling.
Yeah. Oh, there's something awesome coming. If you guys like Game of Thrones, we got some good news for you later about something for that genre, another TV series that you're going to want to watch. That's all I'll say about it, but you can just check the description to know what I'm talking about. Nerdivision said Marvel Red Sonja has big lips on her face. He didn't say on her face. I had to clarify.
Hey.
Yeah. Boom. Krypton. Yeah. I didn't love it. Let me say that. It was enjoyable. I still haven't seen beyond the first episode. I just didn't really feel compelled to like see what was going to happen next, because you kind of already sort of know what's going to happen. It's a little bit predictable, but I will say I like the angle of with Adam Strange like going back and trying to get rid of the grandfather and stuff like that. So I do once they get into it a little bit more and they bring in, because what's supposed to happen is they're going to be bringing a lot of the villains and characters from the present day back to like help Adam Strange or help, protect him, or, they'll be going back to try to kill him. So once they get kind of more into that part of the story, I'll definitely check it out because I want to see how they do it. Like I really like Supergirl, the Brainiac. I think it's Brainiac 5.
Mm-hmm.
Super cheesy, and like I hated that look for Brainiac. It was like a really like nerdy looking Brainiac. I didn't like that at all.
It was the Legion of Superheroes way in the future Brainiac. Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
This Brainiac looks cool. I mean, I've watched the first 3 episodes. I just watched episode 3 a little while ago, and that one picks up a good bit. But yeah, we get some actual like action stuff in that one. But I got hooked as soon as I heard that Adam Strange was in it. I was like, sweet, we finally get Adam Strange in some form, even though I've only liked this character for a short period of time.
Yeah, he's a cool character.
Mm-hmm.
Am I phrasing it all?
A little bit.
Little bit.
Yeah, Brainiac looks as evil as he can be.
If that's better. All right, so Red Sonja sounds cool. Yep, that's pretty much all we know right now, but we'll let you guys know about it when we hear more. So that's pretty much that news. The next thing is, it's complete rumor mill. I know TiVo and I kind of really briefly on Twitter talked about it. It was probably debunked, but it's the rumor is that the Eternals might be part of Phase 4 for the MCU. And again, it's rumor. Don't take that as anything other than what it is, just people talking and speculating. But if you think about it, it does kind of like make sense for the next evolution. They're trying to evolve into something else. They did say that Phase 4 would be different, right? It's going to be different than Phase 3 and what's come before, like pretty drastically. So you think, okay, they've been in New York, they've been on Earth. So what do they do next? More cosmic stuff.
Yeah.
And if you think Marvel cosmic, most of the Marvel cosmic stuff is going to be with the Fantastic Four. It's going to be Silver Surfer. It's going to be Galactus. And they can't use that stuff yet. That's still all with Fox.
Right.
So the stuff for like that Marvel can use, one of them would be the Eternals. And also we have Thanos. What's Thanos? He's a deviant, which is a line that came from Eternals themselves. So it kind of like that all kind of fits with that news. But, again, like Tim said, it was probably debunked. I think it was debunked by The Wrap. It basically came from this one guy who heard from a guy, that this was going to be happening. But I don't know. I like the Eternals. I think it would be cool. It would be cool if they go that angle or something similar. I'm all in on that. Absolutely.
Yeah. If you don't know who the Eternals are, you can go back and read Cable 150 through 154, and that's a whole story with the Eternals.
Nice.
Kind of recent on them. But no, that could be cool. I mean, that's definitely I don't know. The Eternals would be a hard push for a movie by themselves, but introduce them as something and make them be as like a key point in something would work really well.
I'm thinking maybe like the next Guardians movie, introduce them.
Right.
And then spin it out of that as their own movie.
I like that they're expanding and they're not just going, well, but we're just going to do more Thor movies or more Cat movies or whatever. They're adding in things and they're not just resting on what's been successful so far. So.
Right. Yeah. And a lot of people talk about like superhero movie fatigue and stuff. I think they're very aware of that happening and that is a phenomenon. So they're very good about mixing it up with like the subgenres, right? We have like comedies, we have sci-fi, we have drama, we have action, we have like all these different, sure, they're all in the superhero category, but they're all a different look and a feel or a different style in them. So it really helps to mitigate that fatigue, if you ask me. And if you look at the numbers, like for Black Panther and stuff, the predictions for Infinity War, that superhero fatigue movie thing is just BS, if you ask me. That's not going to happen for a while.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, where are we at now? Are we in phase 3, like the beginning or the end? Where are we?
It's the end of phase 3. The next Spider-Man movie, Homecoming 2, will be the start of the next phase.
Okay. So, but yeah,
so we're heading towards the end of phase 3.
Yeah, it would make sense, especially with Captain Marvel coming out as part of 3, that her stuff would flow more into 4 if they're going to do more cosmic stuff.
Yeah. So you have Kree Skrull War, which will be there.
Who has Secret the High Evolution?
The Korvac saga with Michael Korvac.
Yeah.
You know, there's a bunch of different really awesome stories that they could do that don't involve or have to involve what do you call it? Like the Fox properties right now.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering where is the High Evolutionary?
High Evolutionary is
that Marvel?
Fox.
It's a Fox. All right.
I think he debuted in a Fantastic Four book, so that would make him Fox.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
So many good characters. We need to get Fantastic Four.
Yeah. Well, once they get the Fox stuff, once they get, was it Avengers? They'll tell us in the chat. I think Lord's is replying to that, and he says Marvel. What's the first appearance of the High Evolutionary? That'll tell us. But once they get the rights, so that'll be a year and a half, 2 years from now, then we can talk about like the Shi'ar, the Brood. You know, I think that they might go that route. You know what I mean?
TiVo wants his Nova. TiVo wants some Richard Rider.
Yes, Nova would be great.
Nova.
Okay, so Thor. So that makes him Marvel. First mentioned in Mighty Thor 133. First appears in 134, the next issue, in Thor. So he's with Marvel. So they could use him.
I have that issue. I was confused. Yeah. So he's with Marvel. That would totally work with the Eternals. Then you could totally have him in there also. That would so work. I'm in.
Yeah.
Formulating a story in my brain right now. Let's do it.
Yeah. Sell it. Write it up and sell it.
That's right.
Yeah.
I did it first. Cool. You can't have
it. But yeah, so right now that's just strictly rumor mill stuff, you know. So there's that. So next thing I thought was pretty interesting, we can just touch on it briefly, but the Justice League Dark movie, the live action, we did get the animated, which was pretty cool. It's still something that is kind of out there in limbo, but the studio actually wants to eventually move forward with. And there's been talk about how the movie will include Dr. Fate, Black Orchid, Phantom Stranger, and a whole bunch of other people. There's a place, there's a script that somebody looked at which includes Oblivion. You know, Oblivion, it's one of a bar in a pocket dimension. And that's where you get to meet the Shadow Pact. So people are pretty excited. If you're familiar with that, people are excited about the potential for that being in one of the movies. But again, that's going to be down the road. That movie's still completely in limbo. What do you think? Justice League Dark? You still in on that? Would you see it?
I don't know if they're going to have Batman appear in it, because they didn't even have enough faith in the animated movie to not have Batman in it. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of fans that would really, really enjoy it. But if you do a Justice League Dark movie without Zatanna and without Constantine, maybe even without Swamp Thing, I don't know how good it will be. Yeah. Swamp Thing was in the animated movie. Anyway. I think you froze on me, brother.
Am I there?
Yep.
Okay. I switched Wi-Fi networks again. I have a couple to choose from. We were talking about that earlier. Jason's having some issues with his roofer. Apparently off the roof, if you know what I mean.
Not good.
So yeah, pretty rough. So let's move on to the next thing. We were talking about Justice League Dark. I think I cut out for a second there. The next thing is Joe Manganiello. He was at a convention recently, and he was talking about Deathstroke. Everybody pretty much thought that. Oh no, he was at the Rampage premiere. he said somebody asked him about Deathstroke, like what happened with that, and he said that things are in the works. So whatever that means, in response to being asked about a Deathstroke movie, who knows? But that was straight up from Joe Manganiello. I want to see that movie. I think that would be great. He looked pretty badass in that test footage that we saw.
Yeah.
That was really cool. So yeah. Oh, and then at the end of the movie, right?
Right. Yeah. The end of Justice League.
Yeah.
When they
started. Yeah, I hope that they do something with that. Yeah.
I don't know on that one. Like, if it's standalone, maybe not. But I'd like to see him in a movie as Deathstroke. But I don't think we need a Deathstroke movie. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe down the road, not right away.
Yeah.
Right. They need just
DC's got a lot of other bigger problems.
Their core characters right now,
like villains. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Just don't get all like fancy with what you're trying to do. Just give us your core characters, get that right, and then branch out from there. You know, once that's established and you have a firm foundation to work from.
Right, and then you still have to be better than the TV Deathstroke, who was phenomenal in my opinion.
That's right. That was pretty cool. Yeah. He was on a couple of different episodes, right? He showed up a few times.
Yeah, he was heavily in like the first 2 seasons, I guess, and then last season he was in it a good bit.
Yeah, that's right. There was like that battle like in the grass in the alternate reality world. I remember him showing up there.
Oh yeah. Forgot about that one.
They were like in this like the fancy house, and then they went out in the manicured lawn and they battled it out there. That was pretty cool. JoJo's Comics is here. What's up, JoJo? Jeremy Edwards is here as well. Nice to have you here with us. And I also see Pop.Comics. She says TGIF, even though I'm still at work. So there you go.
Oh.
Thanks for being here on your work time. So you're getting paid to watch us. That's pretty awesome.
That is awesome.
That's good. Yeah. Jeremy says, just from his on-screen in Justice League, I think he will nail the part. So I think, yeah, he'll do well. I just think that they need to kind of figure out what they're going to do as a whole first before they move forward with Deathstroke and Justice League Dark and all these other, I'm going to call them ancillary properties. Do your Batman right, do your Superman right, do your Wonder Woman right, and then once you get that right, then move on from there, right? So now it's time to get into predictions. So this is pretty damn amazing. Avengers Infinity War, obviously the next movie for the MCU. It just came on the tracking boards this week. Early tracking has it at anywhere from, and this is very conservative, 175 to 200 million. That's from some of the Disney folks. Some of the other boards slightly above 200 million. Now this is a domestic opening weekend, and that's just absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
As an early prediction, and a very conservative one at that. So I think it's going to be pretty phenomenal. And just to recap, we did Black Panther. That came in at $202 million. We're not talking all time. We're just talking opening weekend. Marvel's The Avengers. It came in at $207 million. Jurassic World was $208 million. Last Jedi was 220, and then TFA The Force Awakens was just under 250 million. It clocked in at 247 million. So it's going to, I don't know where it will fall in that top 5. And funny enough, 4 of the 5 are owned by Disney. But it's gonna at least knock Black Panther out of there. Unfortunately, I'm happy that was there. But I'm thinking, and I'll get into my prediction at the end, but I'm thinking it's going to do well north of that $200 million prediction. But what do you think? Oh, okay, we're seeing Deadpool. What's up, man? He says 300 million.
Yep, Jackio's got 246. Jason Smith is at 350. JoJo also says 300.
Okay. Normally, I laugh at Jason Smith's predictions because they're usually like super high, but right now I'm like, okay, that's maybe on point.
Yeah. Now this one's gonna be ridiculous.
It's gonna be a monster.
Ridiculous.
Deadpool, 300. Jason 350. What are you thinking it's gonna be?
Nobody said it yet, so I'll go with 250.
250? Okay.
Though I think that is still going to be low. I think it'll really go beyond that, but I'll go 250.
250. So it'll take the number one spot.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. Opening week. Yeah, Brian, yes, that's right. Jojo said 300. $300.
Fish Tropic really wants a He-Man movie, apparently.
Yeah, I do too.
We want to see Battle Cat. We all want to see Battle Cat and Cringer. Brian B's at 263.
263. Nice. Jeremy, I see your question. I'll get to it in a second. I'm writing down some stuff here. Jeremy, 276. Justin, you said what? 250 even?
Yep.
Is that what you said?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So 250. I'm wondering, Fish Tropic 270 easy.
Deadpool said, no, we all want to see Panthro. Yeah. Panthro and Chitara and Tigra. Snarf. We got to see Snarf.
Snarf. We got to have
Snarf.
Yeah. Snarf.
Oh, Snarf.
All right. So my prediction, I'm going 285.
285.
285.
Nice.
0.5. Because I can. 285.5.
So we're all usually 200. Nobody thinks it's gonna flop.
That's right. Although if Chris was here, he might say like 140 or something. Right. He's always way under. But the average is kind of like 30 to 35% of the all-time gross of the movie is what it makes in the opening. So if you look at what your prediction was and think of that as say 30% of its all-time, you can figure out what your prediction is for its all-time gross and figure out what that will be. Like, for example, for The Force Awakens, it was 936 million, so just under $1 billion. Black Panther, I think that's over $1 billion now, isn't it? For all time.
Yeah.
So it's just a really rough way to figure out what it might be. It's a prediction for the future. Brian B says pre-save 200. Yep, I agree with that. Fish Tropic said no flop. That's like a funny like fish pun, right?
Right.
No flop. And it sold out. Jackie O says it's not going to beat The Force Awakens. So he's 246. Okay, so he came in just under 247, which was The Force Awakens number. So we'll have to see. And if you're watching this later, leave your prediction in the comments, and I'll add it to this list here. I'll make sure to get you on the list because I know some folks are out, and we get a lot of people that watch afterwards. So definitely let us know. I'll add you to this list here, and if you're the closest, you get the Marvel No Prize. But that's something that we always do here on this show is the domestic opening weekend for the superhero movies. So yeah, it's we'll get pretty amazing.
Next week.
What's that?
I was just saying we'll get Chris and Edwin's number next week.
Yeah, be curious to see what he thinks. He's gonna, I don't know. I don't know. As long as it's not a Star Wars movie, I think he'll be right within range with us. So
right in the trash.
That's right. So it's pretty awesome. I mean, that's cool. That's gonna be a monster movie. I'm super excited for it. Couple weeks away. We're just a couple weeks out. Hoping to be able to do an early screening for it, but we'll see. So that's coming up. we'll keep you posted. The next thing is that Why the Last Man. It was a Vertigo Brian K. Vaughan story with Pia Guerra. And I forget who the other one was on the creative team. But FX has ordered a pilot for that, for a TV series, for Why the Last Man, which will be pretty cool. Great story. Getting into that, either for spec play, you're probably too late on that. It was interesting, and I think that Pulika might have seen it. Some folks talking about it on the CPCS forum, about kind of the range for it. If you're looking for a 9.8, like a CGC 9.8 for Why the Last Man #1 in a first print, you're looking at somewhere in the $600 range.
Nice.
For that book.
Get the trade paperback.
Or you could go a little bit lower to like a 9.2, and you're right in like the 150 to 180 range. Or even like a 9.0, maybe a little bit less than that. But weirdly, there was a 9.0 that sold last year for $150, CGC 9.0, and then a 9.2 sold for less than that a few months afterwards.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's I guess the nose and stuff. But where I got those numbers from, you guys, really great website. I highly recommend it. It's something that's completely free. I love GPA as well, but you do have to pay for it. So if you want to look at like, eBay sales the last few months, last month, whatever it is, for a whole bunch of titles, check out ComicsMV.com. Really great site. A lot of analytics there in terms of, like, there's a cool thing on the bottom where it tells you how many are available on the market, and it looks at eBay for this versus like the demand for it. So how many are selling versus how many are being listed. So it gives you like when you look at the car, it's like the dials and stuff. It kind of looks like that. So it's pretty cool. That's comicsmv.com. We're not sponsored by them. I just like the site. So yeah, but I think it'll be pretty cool. Really great story if you haven't read it. And like you said, pick it up and trade if you haven't read it. That's probably the best way to get into that. So we'll see. Jackie says, FX don't mess around. They rarely make a pilot episode and don't pick it up. So
nice. We'll see if it's going to be on FX or maybe it's going to be on FXX.
Yeah, it's supposed to be FX.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I got to get to Jeremy's question. He asked earlier, he said, what's your opinion about them cutting Thanos' origin from Infinity War? Without having seen it, just kind of hearing that in and of itself, I'm a little bit disappointed by that. I think that hearing his origin, and if they went with something like Thanos Rising, which is a really great story, really helped to flesh out the Bat character of him, and I'm going to say humanize him a little bit, made him like bit more of a tragic character for me. So it added all these extra layers to him versus just being this two-dimensional badass villain. So if they went with something like that for the origin, and I would hope they would, it would really add all these other layers to it. And then maybe like one of the things and I'm jumping around here, but I have a point, which is what I'm trying to say. One of the things I really liked about Killmonger in Black Panther was that you could relate to his story. Like you could understand why his motivations were what they were, right? Do you agree with that? You heard his story, you heard his upbringing, you heard what happened with the family and stuff, and you could kind of understand why he was doing that. And those types of villains for me are the best types of villains, the most layered and nuanced and evil. Like the people who are doing evil but really thinking that they're doing good are pretty damn evil. So my point is, something like that applied to Thanos would just make him just this phenomenal villain and not two-dimensional, and that's kind of something that you could argue is a lacking element in the Marvel movies, something that they need to work on. So hearing that they took out his origin kind of makes me a little bit disappointed and worried that he's going to be just that two-dimensional, just a villain, kind of that Marvel formula for the villain side anyway. So that's my take on it. And again, without having seen the movie.
Yeah, I just hope that our post-credit scene from Avengers 4 is Thanos as a farmer.
Yeah.
Like we got to see at the beginning of Infinity War.
That'd be great.
They don't kill him. They just leave him somewhere and he becomes a farmer.
Would you give him like a combine so he could plow his fields? And
no, he's got to do it all with a hoe.
All manual? Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. That'd be good punishment.
Hard labor.
That's right. Farm planet. So yeah. So we talked about Infinity War. That comes out on the 27th. A couple weeks later is actually a Solo Star Wars story. That's coming out, I think, in like I want to say the 24th. It's that week there. But a week before that, which is the 15th, it's going to be premiering at Cannes Film Festival.
Mm-hmm. Solo. I'm not excited for that at all.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice of premieres because it doesn't really fit with the rest of what Cannes does, I guess. Right. I feel like it's maybe, I don't know, that I don't understand that choice. But
publicity.
Yeah.
That's about it. But I mean, this is by far and wide the least excited I've been for a Star Wars related film ever. And I don't know why that is, but I'm just not excited to see a Han Solo movie. I don't know why.
I'm more curious than excited.
Yeah.
I'm going to see it, absolutely. But I'm curious what the story is that they're going with, and like the time frame and like who they're going to fit in, you know, those types of things. But I'm not excited for it, which is kind of a shame.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll hopefully be seeing that. And, you know, at the end of the Wars movie, I know people like us, excluding Edwin, will probably be, you know, like that's one thing about Star Wars fans. Like, we love to hate it, but at the end of the day, we still love it. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna be checking that out.
It has that Ron Howard prestige.
There you go. Yeah. Lando, yeah, I'm actually looking forward to Lando. I think he's gonna be good. Childish Gambino as Lando. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be cool. I think he's gonna be. I feel like he's gonna be a scene stealer over what's his name? Aldenreich.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which I don't really know anything else in his filmography other than this, but I guess maybe that's the point. So interesting. Jeremy says I like Star Wars, but I'm kind of getting burned out on it. Yeah. I think if they've more than made back their when he bought the rights for it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they can like slow the roll a little bit on it. But they did promise like at least a movie a year for like into the foreseeable future. So they're not planning on like there's a TV series coming out. There's multiple movies like past 9, and then you have like another franchise that what's his face is working on completely separate from it. So they're throwing a lot of stuff up at the wall that's sticking. So I'm sorry you're sick of it, but you're gonna be really sick of it in a couple of years if they keep on pace. Ooh, I have a Centurion Hunter orb.
Yeah, I got that too.
Yeah. So I'll talk about this for a second, I guess. We've been playing a game. It just came out on March 28th, I think it was, a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. I have it on iOS. It's a mobile game. It's called Marvel Strike Force. And it's a lot of fun, let me tell you. I've been having a blast with it. I don't know if you ever played Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Mm-hmm.
It's very similar. If anybody ever played, very similar gameplay in the way that you do battle, and how you rank up like your characters and stuff. But it's definitely a lot of fun. I haven't spent a dime on it yet.
Me either. Good point.
I know
you can, but we haven't yet.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it'll get to a point where it'll like get harder and harder, and like usually with these games, it's free, but then it progressively gets harder to a point where it almost forces you to buy something to like rank up, and you know what I mean.
Right.
So I think it'll get there eventually. But I'm up to level 31 on that game.
I'm at 27, I think 27 or 28.
20.
But yeah,
Okay, that's good.
Even there, it's starting to get difficult to upgrade everybody at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. I'm running out of coin pretty fast. Jackie says one of the trilogies better be Knights of the Old Republic. Yeah, for sure. I would love to see the live action of that.
Did they pull that into canon, or is it outside of canon?
Pretty sure it's canon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Pretty sure.
It's just sad that they like basically deleted all of the expanded universe stuff.
Yeah. There's so much great stuff there.
Oh, I mean, years and years and years worth of writing.
Tons of it, yeah. Yeah. I heard that one of the movies, I don't know if it's going to be the whole trilogy, but they're going to be exploring the unknown regions.
Oh, nice.
Which is kind of like what they're saying is where Snoke came from. Philly said it is outside of canon right now. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's outside of canon, but I don't really think it's Disney being afraid to spend the money to buy whatever they want to use. It'll just be that point when they come to, when somebody's like, hey, we want to do this now, we just need to pay whoever, and they'll be like, okay,
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Love to see Darth Bane on the big screen. Yeah, that would be cool.
Is it sad that there's way more interest in the Sith than there are like old Jedi?
Right? Yeah. A lot of people love the old Sith. I would like them to go like way back to like, the beginnings of the Jedi Order.
Let us see the first Sith.
That's right.
But maybe that's the allure of it. I mean, the Sith is the bad guy, but he's all by himself except for his little apprentice. And the Jedi normally have, well, before Anakin, they had hundreds, if not thousands of Jedi all over the place.
Mm-hmm. So Order 66.
Yep.
Bastards. Philly said Disney has all the rights. They just haven't had the need or desire to add it. Yeah, they do. They're very cautious about moving out of like the core mythos, the Skywalker saga. They don't really want to branch out too far from that just yet. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, hopefully they'll get a bit more brave, and I think that they are by giving like Rian Johnson his own thing to do, So hopefully once they're fully exploring the Skywalker saga and we get the next episode here, they'll branch out a little bit more. So we'll see. Dark Avengers C86, what's up, man? Nice to have you here. Really cool that you popped in. He said hi to both of us.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris. Everybody check out Chris's channel if you haven't. He's got some good stuff going on there, especially that he stole my hammer.
Yes, he did. Yeah, that was really cool. I read him a comment in there about how cool that was. I wanted to pick one up.
Very cool.
I think it's badass. Yeah. I like how it lights up and stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
And you can talk to it and it does stuff. That's cool.
Yeah, right. If you're lonely and you need a friend, just get up Thor's hammer, a Mjolnir. And he also did a candy bar review, which I thought was
I saw that.
Right.
That was hilarious.
That's right. I might have to check those out. I didn't know they made those either. And it's funny that him and Mike had two different takes, sort of, on the flavor of it and the layering of the flavors. You can tell who's like more like the sweet tooth and who isn't. But a couple episodes, but overall great channel, as well as Comic Frontline as a whole, which Phileas Superman, who's here with us as well, is a part of. I absolutely recommend you guys, if you're here with us, check them out as well. Really great content and tons of stuff going up all the time from these two. You also have Brant, Mike Spider Slayer, as well as oh my god,
Cat.
Cat. Oh my God, I'm sorry, Cat. If you ever watch this, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Cat. Okay. So you get all of them. All right. So the next thing, I'll just touch on this briefly, but there's been an update. We talked about a few episodes back about The Boys, which is a really cool comic series. They've tapped Karl Urban to play Billy Butcher for that, and that'll be on Amazon. So get your Amazon Prime. Read that, but it's pretty cool story.
I haven't read it, so no expectations for me.
Okay, yeah, it's Karl Urban. He played Dredd in the last Judge Dredd movie, right? He's a pretty cool actor.
Plays Bones on Star Trek.
That's right. He's been a bunch of like really cool characters in our world, you know.
My favorite movie of his, just because of who I am, is Pathfinder.
Yes, that's a really cool movie.
Such a cool movie.
Yeah. It is. Yeah, I like that scene where they're like on this like wooden sled thing, and I like movies with snow in it. I don't know, that's just weird and random. But
you live in Florida.
That's right. Makes me miss home.
It was like a mythical thing to you.
What are these things falling out of the sky?
You're like, people are lying. It's not real.
Brian B says he likes that casting. Yeah, I think that it's a good fit. Karl Urban as Billy Butcher. I think that's a good fit. Be cool to see how they flesh out the rest of it as well.
Chris said that we should call Cat Dazzler. So for forever now, she is Dazzler. Dazzler is part of Comic Frontline, everybody.
Okay, yes, that's awesome. She roller skates on into the live show every week.
Pew 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 pew. Laser show.
That's right. Yeah, I don't ever have to drive in or shovel the snow. That's right, I don't. But you know what? We have really bad drainage systems here. So sometimes we have to shovel water because it doesn't drain enough, or there's all the leaves and it plugs up the damn the drains in the floor. So yeah. we have our own issues.
Yeah.
But so the next thing I really actually did I get to the we covered that, so that's fine. Yeah, okay. So the next thing I wanted to mention, or we wanted to mention, I should say, is Lord of the Rings. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and ever since I was young and I first read the books, I was just captivated by it. Yep. And then the movies, of course, were pretty damn awesome, right?
Yes.
So Amazon actually beat out Netflix. There was a bidding war for the rights to everything. There was a bidding war, and they won. So they're going to be doing 5 seasons of Lord of the Rings. It's a 5-season commitment. The budget is massive for it. When I say massive, they're talking that it might exceed over $1 billion.
Yeah, I can see that. They got a top Game of Thrones.
Yep, it's going to be the most expensive TV series. So now part of the pact is that they have to do it within 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Like it has to be out in on TV within 2 years.
Nice.
So they have to move pretty fast with it, which is great for us because we're going to get it pretty soon. But that timing should align perfectly with the end of Game of Thrones. So Game of Thrones ends permanently. You're going to want your fix on that type of thing. You can pop over to Amazon and start Lord of the Rings from the beginning, right?
Yep, that'd be a good one.
So I'm really excited for that. I'm really, really excited for that. And I can't believe that they're spending over $1 billion on it, you know?
Yeah, because if you just like go back and think, like there's so much they could choose from.
Mm-hmm.
And the crazy thing that nobody understands, or that everybody kind of forgets about Middle Earth, about the Tolkien universe, is Middle Earth itself. It's just a continent on a planet.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the whole planet. We don't even know what's going on everywhere else in that world. So with a TV series, they can explore so much. There's so much history, especially if you've attempted to read the Silmarillion. Holy crap, that's a crazy, horrible book to read. It's like reading. I don't even know what. It's just generational charts,
Yeah. You have to plot it out just to have it all make, sense of everything.
Right. I would really like to see, like, everything we saw, the movies and everything was part of the third age. I would really like to see some stuff from the second age. I don't know if the first age would work that well, but like stuff that happened in the second age Middle Earth would be amazing to see on screen.
Yeah. Like with that battle at the beginning where he first got the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And like was like killing everybody, like we want like 400 people. I want that world.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want them to redo the movies or retell the book necessarily, but I want to be firmly implanted in the world.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I kind of want I want something added to the world versus just a rehash of what we already have.
Gotcha. All right. Real quick, sorry to do this to you. I'll be right back. Live show stuff. I'll be right back.
Cool. So he doesn't see the TV series being sustaining. Yeah, I mean they did commit to 5 seasons. It is Amazon, so it's gonna be different in terms of ratings and stuff. How that's done, and I don't know how they're gonna be filming it. Like sometimes with some things they film it all at once ahead of time. That's happened a few times. I don't think they'll do it with this because they have to move pretty quick on it. But I don't know. It's a gamble, but they paid $250,000 for it, so they're gonna do something with it for sure. Hopefully it'll be good. Hopefully it'll be good. They're spending enough money on it for there to be no excuse for it not to be good. That's what I think. NL season, is this Freestyle Friday's replacement? No, it's not. Edwin's actually at a convention. We just happen to be a day late on our Thursday normal time. So we'll be back next week on Thursday at 8:30. And we'll kind of just take it from there. But next week, also Friday, I guess at this time, will be Freestyle Fridays. I just wanted to do a show just for the sake of continuity and getting something out for the week. So that's why we decided to do it today instead of just completely skipping it. Also, a lot of stuff to talk about, so we didn't want to have a massive episode next week where I really felt like I would want to catch up on some of these things. So that's what I just wanted to say about that. So the other thing I wanted to mention to you guys was pretty damn amazing. So since 2000, there's only been 10 comic books issues that have sold over 400,000 copies. Like back in the day, in the 90s and before that, you're talking about millions of dollars. So, 400,000 is a fraction of that. But in this day and age, in this current market, it's an impressive number. So the first one was actually Star Wars #1, which was from 2015. It was a $5 book, and it's over $1 million. The catch there is that it was somewhere in the 200 to 400,000 range of that total number is attributed to Loot Crate. There's always an asterisk that's applied to it when there's a boost from the Loot Crate subscriptions. But at $5 and over $1 million, you're looking at about exactly, continuity is right. You're looking at about $5.3 million that first issue made from Marvel in 2015. Amazing Spider-Man #1. Yeah, it did. It had tons and tons of variants. Amazing Spider-Man #1. It was a $6 book from 2014 that sold 559,200 units, which translates to about $3.3 million. Secret Wars #1. I know we all picked that up in 2015. That was a $5 book. 1,500 units translate to about $2.75 million for Marvel. And then the fourth one on the list is Amazing Spider-Man 583, which was I think 583 was part of One More Day. I think that was a $4 book from 2009. That actually sold 530,500 units, which is right around the $200 million mark. And you're probably asking, why am I telling you about this? So there's a couple things here. So C2E2, something that's happening now and recently, there was a Marvel panel, and they announced that the sales for Amazing Spider-Man number 800 are just under 300,000.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty amazing. That would put it as actually the third for this entire since 2000, the third highest, until I tell you about the next one. It's an 80-page book. It's $10, and the reason I say that it's under 300,000, which is significantly lower than some of the others, which were in the like 500,000 range. But it's a $10 book, so it's double the price of the others. So that's how you get up to 3 million with half of the units sold. And the cool thing with that book, I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, but I'm going to say it. Should I say it?
Sure.
About the black suit?
Say it.
The black suit is back, you guys. You're getting the black suit back. So that's going to be pretty cool. We don't know the story around it, but I did see a panel. I'll tell you this. Not a spoiler. I did see a panel where Spider-Man is in this pose that is the exact pose from Secret Wars 8, which was the first black suit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did see that.
There's a panel for it, yeah, for that. So I don't know, something with the black suit, and I don't know who said it. Somebody said the black suit back. That's going to be around longer than the Red Goblin will be around after this is all said and done. So
right.
Yeah, pretty sure. We got our origin. Next issues, there's going to be some stuff leading up to a big battle in 800, and that's probably where it's going to be ending. And I think 801, issue 801, will probably be some sort of like retrospective story that looks back on, Slott's decades on the story, on the title. And then of course 802 is when Nick and Ryan Utley will be taking over. But I think that's how it's going to work out. And then maybe Black Suit after that. And I think that they said that Black Suit, they did some teases. Nick Spencer and Ryan Utley with the red. I think that they said that was actually like kind of fake because they didn't want to like say anything too soon about the suits and stuff. So we'll have to see. I don't know. We get a few issues before we get there.
It's just sad though that like you say those numbers like 300,000, right? Yeah. And that should be amazing. That should be super impressive. But it's not, because books in the 90s beat that monthly. So
yep.
It's just,
if it was a 300,000 book, it would probably be canceled back then.
Right?
Yeah.
So a little nuts, but
$8.1 million books back then, 5 million, 4 million,
Yep.
All right. So get this. So that's pretty cool. But the next book I want to tell you about, actually, I really art style. I think it's really fluid and dynamic, and I think it lends itself really well to stylistically the way that Spider-Man should be, swinging through. He does some cool like different camera angles and stuff,
Yep.
So I think that his art style is great for Spider-Man. I think that was a perfect choice for him. Big Yo said Big E's. I said Big Yo. I was looking at the two of them. At least it's not a million like X-Men #1. Yeah, exactly. So Action Comics #1. FOC on it was March 19th, so that was a couple weeks back. It's an $8 book. It's $7.99. But DC said that already. Well, I guess as of FOC, a little bit more than 500,000 orders have been placed. 500,000 for that book, right? Which would put it in terms of units sold, right up there in like say the top 5 or top 10. Fine, great, but that also puts it at $4 million
of sales
for sales, right? So that would bump it up to like the #2 spot. Even if you take out all the Loot Crate stuff,
yeah,
for Star Wars, which was the #1. I don't think that it would still surpass that. So it'd probably be, you know, number 2 in terms of all time since the year 2000. So that's pretty awesome. Good for them. On an $8 book, no less. Yeah.
So many colors.
So yeah, there's 10 of them, and they're each celebrating a different decade of Superman's life. And then there's a bunch of store exclusives as well.
Nice.
So yeah,
that is something to think about. NLC Production says that his store is going to do a midnight special for 1,000 on that Tuesday night, I guess. So that's really cool.
Yeah. I'm going to one at Brian B. Shop, Phil's Comic Shop in Margate, Florida.
Nice.
Check it out. Obviously, not everybody can get there, but check Phil's Comic Shop out on eBay as well. Really great deals, tons of listings, and you know, just check it out. I think you'll find something you like there. That's on eBay. I think it's just Phil's Comic Shop. That's how you can find it. So you can't visit the store, but you can still be a patron of the store. So there you go.
There you
go. Yeah. So the other thing, this is pretty cool. It's DC Nation Zero. If you thought that the 500,000 was cool, I know Jackie was not getting it. Diamond has taken over 1 million orders for over 1 million copies for that book.
Oh, wow. That's surprising. I mean,
it's a 25 center.
Never mind.
So yeah, I don't know if you remember. It was sometime last year there was a Walking Dead issue, which was 25 cents.
Yep, I remember it.
Yeah, that sold about 750,000 copies.
Nice. They also did it with a Saga issue recently. 43. I think it was issue 43.
Yeah. So yeah, over 1 million for this, 25 cents. You know, I think that you'll be able to buy a bunch of them. Maybe even shops at a quarter. What a lot of shops do is just kind of give it away with some stuff, you know, especially with like Free Comic Book Day coming up and that, you know, in May.
Yeah.
You just didn't have it in that. But
what, for Free Comic Book Day?
Yeah. Possibly.
Yeah.
You know, one of those events, you know, they kind of, with the quarter books, some shops just say, you know, here.
Well, I mean, it's also, I mean, you can think about it this way too. Like, it's a quarter book. Shops can realistically give them away as incentive for people to buy other books. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, for sure.
It's a win-win for DC. It's a win-win for shops. Like, I see that being a good thing in everybody's direction, especially with how DC's books have been lately. You know, we got a lot of support behind them. You've got, you know, a ton of like new or talent that wasn't at DC moving to DC and taking over stuff, expanding stuff, especially with the Black Label that's coming out and everything like that. So
yeah, tons of imprints are doing. Yeah.
They're doing a pretty good job over there so far.
Yeah.
Or right now. We'll say right now.
Yeah, right.
right now. Right now.
Yeah, right this moment. But yeah, DC Nation is kind of like the Marvel .1 issues. It's going to be like the first sort of feel into what Bendis is going to be doing and how they're going to be moving forward, especially with the Superman titles.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty important in terms of, you know, the story that they're telling and, you know, Bendis and what he's trying to do. So at a quarter, I think it's a good buy-in if you're at all interested in, you know, what's coming from Bendis man. I don't know what to call him. I'm trying to think of something funny. I don't know. But I'll think as soon as I end the show, I'll think of something great.
Right.
That's how it works. But yeah, I think it's, you know, for a quarter, you know, why not?
Brian B also pointed out that it's a quarter and it also doesn't have any variants.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Nice. I'll take it.
Over 1 million copies without ratios, without incentives, without store exclusives, all that. Yeah. That makes that 1 million copies all the more impressive, right? So what's a quarter book? A quarter book is a book that has a cover price of 25 cents. I think that's what he was
I
asking.
think
I
he
wasn't
was
trying
trying
to
to
be a
figure out
smartass.
what book is going to be 25 cents.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't trying to be a smartass. I was just answer what he had.
We got you, Jason.
Yeah. All right. We got you. Stick with us, kiddo. All right. And I think that's it for the show today. I know it's a little bit shorter of a show. It's the two of us here. What do you got? I know you said it at the beginning, but what do you got coming up on your channel here in the next few days?
Yep. Of course, we'll have a review up tomorrow of something I haven't chosen. I'm not going to say what book I review each week from now on because I've shot myself in the foot with that one a couple times. Whereas, like, I'm going to review this book and then I read it and I didn't like it. So I don't want to do reviews on books I didn't like.
Why not?
But of course, Sunday morning, we got Sunday morning comics. We got our stack back over here of some books in a bag that we'll be talking about and showing off. Monday, we'll have Bad Beards, top 10 bad beards, or top 10 villains with beards.
And villainous beards, like evil beards.
Evil facial hair. Yeah, so good, normal stuff that's going to be going on. I think that's about it for this week. So you never know, though, when a random surprise live show could pop in.
Oh, I like it. All right. We'll have to go over to his channel afterwards, hit that notification bell. If you're on mobile, there'll be a little blue thing on the bottom. Click on that because it's going to give you 3 options. All notifications, sometimes, I think it says.
Yeah.
Make sure that way.
Yeah. Different options, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, what's the point of the notification if you're not getting all the notifications? Like, I don't get that. Like, it should just be always. So I got, like I said at the beginning, I got a couple things coming up. I'll be seeing Rampage next week. Early screening for that, hopefully. So I'll get my review up for that. I got another video coming up for my history series. And okay. So DC Nation Zero has a 1 in 500 incentive.
Whoa.
So yeah. But 1 in 500, I mean, if you think about like what the ratio equivalent for, yeah, exactly. It's not going to be that much of a buy-in on it.
No, it's really not.
So
that's still
compared to like what, like, $500 to $1,200 that Midtown would charge normally for like a $4 book with a 1 in 500.
Yeah, you're gonna get one of those easily compared, just spending that versus what shops just ordered for Amazing Spider-Man 798. Like, my shop had a ton of those books. They easily spent $300 on all the copies they ordered. If you're just looking at cover price. I know they get it cheaper, but whatever.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, the print run on those was pretty massive. A lot of shops after like $7.95, like I think it was $7.95, like went back and upped the orders and stuff. So
yeah,
and of course they upped the print run on it. So, but I think that they just announced a 4th printing for the Thanos stuff. So there'll be like a 4th printing for some of those issues now too. They did a 3rd printing. Now 4th
of this bad boy. Are you talking about Thanos 13?
That whole whoops. Now it's a 8.5.
No, it didn't.
No, that's why we bag and board, folks. That's why we bag and board.
You're trying to be so careful.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it for coming up on my channel. To be doing some stuff, and I'm supposed to be doing a live, my first scheduled live Q&A tomorrow. I've gotten some good questions already, so I'll answer those. And if I continue with it, I don't have a time though. That's the thing.
That's what I was going to ask. What time are you doing this?
I'm thinking. I don't know, for Saturday. What do you think is a good time? Or you guys in the chat, what do you think is a good time for a live Q&A on a Saturday? Like sometime around noon or early evening? Those are kind of the 2 time frames I was bouncing around in my head, but I don't know.
Hey man, you set the time, we'll be there.
Okay, so I'll go with 5 p.m. 5 p.m. live Q&A. JLS Comics YouTube channel, which you're on right now.
Nice.
And so I'll answer, and then just hit me up with some questions in the live chat when we're talking there tomorrow, and we'll have fun with that. So that'll be tomorrow. And if you guys ever have any ideas, topics or whatever, questions that you want us to cover on this show, definitely let us know. We're always open to, that type of stuff. So that is it for episode 79. Check us out here. This will be up in the next day or two on iTunes as well. So if you want to stream us in audio only, that's your place to do it. And that'll do it, guys. This is Jesse and Justin, episode 79.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a good night.